So let's talk about luck. A lot of people think that they are not lucky. They believe that others are lucky. They always look at the other person and say, that person's lucky, I'm living under a dark cloud. But that is simply not true. Luck actually exists everywhere. Everybody gets lucky one way or another. The difference is there are people who are not prepared, and then there are people who are prepared for it. First of all, there's a lot of people out there with negative energy. They have bad attitude. They're feeling down, they're insecure about themselves, and people sense on that. Vibe is a strong thing. When you ask out a girl, or if you would ask out a guy, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. Vibes are more than what you're actually saying. So the same thing with that. When you're happy, you attract happy people, you attract great situations. Who would want to be around someone who's sad all the time? People want to be around someone who's always happy, someone who's always ambitious, someone who's in a great mood. So great attitude attracts greatness. So that's part of it. I mean, really, guys, this is like Laws of Attraction 101. If you want to know more about the Laws of Attraction, you should definitely watch a documentary. It's an hour and a half. It's called The Secret. So I used to be in the jewelry business, and I worked at a store which is located in a diamond exchange. Now, how that works is it's like a fancy flea market, all right? You have like 20, 30 businesses crammed up into one store. I know, it's crazy. And everybody's pretty much selling almost the same thing. So everybody's like right next to each other, always like grilling each other, always in competition with each other. So for example, if I come into work very early, you've heard of how the early bird catches the worm, right? So let's say I get to work early and somebody walks in and they buy a $10,000 necklace, okay? So yeah, people will point at me and say, wow, he got so lucky. He sold a $10,000 necklace. It's so hard to sell anything here. But what if instead of coming in early, I came in late to work? Instead of opening the store at 10, I actually got there later and I opened up at 11. That somebody else would have gotten lucky. Somebody else would have that opportunity. So it's all about being prepared. Now, I know this one jeweler, okay, and this guy would party almost every night. He was never home, whether it was a birthday party, a wedding, or just going out. He would go out till like 4 in the morning sometimes, 3 in the morning, 2 in the morning, doesn't matter. Whatever it was, he would always wake up at 7 o'clock in the morning, get to work by 8, ready to work at 9, and the doors open at 10. Now, what happened was a celebrity came to him, and from there, he became one of the biggest jewelers around. Now, yes, people can say he's lucky because the celebrity came to him, which is true, he got lucky, but he was at the right place at the right time, and he was prepared. If he was like, whatever, I just want to sleep in and I'll get to, I'm the boss, I'll get to work at 10, 11, he wouldn't have had that opportunity and that celebrity would have gone somewhere else. All right, so you have to really put yourself out there for this kind of success. A lot of these jewelers I've seen, they also had some success. They sold and catered to celebrities, but they let the fame get to their head because you know what? They didn't work as hard. They would come to work late and then now they're just not relevant anymore. But that one particular jeweler is still relevant because he still works his ass off the same way he did when he was a nobody. Another great way to look at this is looking for parking. Now, I always would work in Manhattan. I live in the New York area, and parking can be brutal. It was Christmas time in December, and I was looking for a parking spot on a Sunday. Now, on a Sunday, it's very lenient with the rules to park for free on the street. However, I spent 2 hours looking for parking. I know it's crazy. Why would I even do that? Well, number one, garages are very expensive. I didn't even check because I didn't want to spend $70 to park my car there. Now, call me crazy, but I spent 2 hours circling around and I was losing hope. I'm like, oh my God, I am never gonna find a spot. And then that moment, that sweet moment comes. I see a spot, I see somebody leaving, and I put my car there. So I actually get lucky eventually, okay? I put myself out there, I didn't give up. Going home is giving up. Putting your car in a garage is settling for something you do not want. So I finally find the spot, and I still had to make efforts to put the car there because this is New York City. If you don't move your ass quick enough, somebody else will steal your spot right in front of you and they won't care. There's no sympathy.
Crazy? What are you doing? Hey! Hey! You're stealing my space!
George, wait, you don't know who this guy is? People kill for a parking space in this city.
No. He's not getting away
No,
with this.
George!
Hey, what are you doing?
Yeah, so you can argue and say, well, there are people that would find a parking spot right away, which indeed makes them lucky. Yes, that's true. There are people that get luckier quicker than you, But look at it this way, it's actually better to get lucky later. It's better to struggle first, because the time, when it comes to get lucky, you'll actually appreciate that moment more. You'll know how to take advantage of it. You'll actually go for that situation. Most people, if they get it that fast and that easy, maybe they won't act on it as much. Like one of my favorite rappers, Eminem, says in one of his songs, Lose Yourself, opportunity comes once in a lifetime. Okay, so some people, they get an opportunity, they just let it slip. Some people, they work their ass off and they actually go get it. So it doesn't matter what you want to do in life. If you want to be a successful lawyer, if you want to be an actor, a musician, a sports player, the more you put yourself out there, the more opportunities you will run into. Just like when you're looking for parking, right? If you're looking for a spot for 2 hours, okay, something can change. Somebody can get sick from, and they're at a restaurant with their friend, they'll get sick, they'll leave, and you'll get a spot. Or you're finally gonna be allowed to park at a certain spot because the time allows you to. Now, 50 Cent, I respect this guy a lot. He used to be one of my favorite rappers. Yeah, maybe his music is not doing so great now, but it doesn't matter. He's still one of the most successful businessmen out there, and I have amazing respect for this guy. The thing is, he also got lucky. And he's a great role model for this reason, because in 1999, he got signed to Columbia Records, I believe. And what happened is he got dropped from the label. So can you imagine you're in a situation, you finally say, wow, I've made it. I signed to a label. My dreams have come true. And then for whatever reason, you just get dropped. That is like devastating. Can you imagine that? That's so heartbreaking. And it puts most people down, and they feel like, oh my God, I'll just never make it now. But that's not true. Now, 50 suffered, he got shot, he recovered, he worked his ass off, he had a movement. Now, movements are important, okay? Finally, in 2003, he gets discovered by Eminem, signs with Shady Aftermath Interscope Records, and the rest is history. But 50 Cent did what other rappers or musicians don't do. Now, what other artists don't do is they don't really put themselves out there. They don't really get what's theirs. For example, a rapper can get signed to a label and he'll just expect the label executives to be like his mom and dad and take care of everything. Oh, why don't you go record a song? Oh, why don't you, perform in this venue? And that's why a lot of these rappers, they don't succeed and they get dropped, okay? 50 Cent, the label couldn't keep up with him. And I remember listening to his interview for hours where he was saying that he dropped a single and he dropped a music video, another mixtape, he's performing there, he's performing here. He kept himself relevant. He didn't rely on the label. The label just helped him because of their name. He used their name to help himself, and that's the difference. Luck, everybody can get lucky, all right? Don't get it twisted. Luck hits our way. Yes, we have to be at the right place at the right time. We also have to be prepared for it, but most importantly, we really have to act on it. And when luck hits our way, momentum is the biggest thing. We have to maintain that luck. It's up to us. We have to do half the work. You know what I mean? Most people want to just get lucky and not do anything. And that's the biggest problem.